Hi, everyone. I'm Tran Bowie. Thank you so much for joining us on this beautiful afternoon. So, I do not know about you, but I have been using the quarantine to eat more than I normally do the last 3 weeks. And I mean, it was all fun and games until my clothes started getting tighter and the number on the scale just kept growing. So, to the rescue is Kwavi, our lifestyle coach and wellness expert. Kwavi, you know what really hit me was when I realized that we are given a month or more of this time. And when I come out of this, I could be worse off than I was when I came in.
Yes, I definitely understand that. And I think you're not the only one that feels that way. I think a lot of other people listening, men and women, are thinking the exact same thought.
So, why are we doing this?
So the thing is, I think people are using it to find comfort, and everyone's different. And when I say comfort, comfort, and maybe if you're lonely and it provides comfort for you, if you're bored, it provides some comfort for you. Some people even use food as entertainment. So we're all using food in different ways. And these are not the ways that food was planned to be used, quite frankly. Food is to fuel our bodies. Food is not supposed to be used to to be your best friend. I always tell people food is not your bestie.
I've never thought of it that way. Well, you know what hit me was you did this live broadcast and you were making a green smoothie.
Yes.
And I was trying to tell you what, I've been doing, not just eating a lot more and everything. And you asked me, why are you eating more? And
Yeah.
I said, I don't know. And you said, no, what is it? And it made me really think. And I'm like, I don't know. I have to really think about it. I'm not sure if I know why I'm doing it, but I know why I'm not doing it. And it's not
Right.
because I'm hungry, because a lot
Yeah.
of times when I'm overeating, it's after I've already had my dinner. So I'm still snacking and I know that I'm full and I should not need any more food. And yet it could be from boredom because I have all this time now.
Yeah. And I think for a lot of people, it will be the same way. And that's why I always ask that question. Why? I always ask my clients the same question. Why are you eating? And you answer the question exactly the way that most people do, where it's like, I don't know. And I always go further. I'm like, there's a reason. You don't just eat because you want to. There's a reason why you're eating. And it could be, it was just there, or you didn't even think about it and you're like, oh, let me just have this. But all in all, you're really not focused. You're not hungry. That's the bottom line.
Right.
And when you overeat, that's when you gain weight. That's the bottom line.
Well, I'm looking at the live comments coming in. Joy says, love that food is not your bestie. I need to put that on a Post-it note on my refrigerator.
Seriously, because some people it's like, oh, I'm gonna go home and have this. I'm like, and you see them getting all excited. And okay, there's some foods we get excited about, but you know what? Food is not your friend. Really.
It's
No,
nourishment.
it's
Okay.
not. It's
So
not.
Claudia knows what she's talking about because she has many years of experience as a lifestyle, midlife, and a wellness coach. And so tell us about your experience.
Okay, so I started this. I kind of stumbled on this by accident, really. I was in the UK at the time. I was in university. I'd come home and I was flipping through the channels. And back then in England, they only had 4 channels. And I remember it just like it was yesterday. I turned the channel and I came on to channel 4, and they had this documentary about how cattle are raised. And essentially, they were showing the journey from where the cattle are and how they get onto your plate. And I'll tell you this, it was disturbing just seeing everything. And I was like, and right there and then, I made a decision. I wasn't going to eat meat anymore. I just made cold turkey. And I remember I was 19 at the time. And so I'm 52. So you calculate. And I made that decision there and then. I wasn't going to eat meat. But then I realized, okay, you know what? I'm going to take this a step further. I'm going to start investigating everything that I drink, everything, candy, biscuits, everything. And I started reading labels. And it was really intriguing to me to find out what they put in our food.
Mhm.
And I was like, no, I'm not eating that anymore. Water became my drink of choice. I started eating whole food. Whole bread. I wasn't eating white bread anymore. And what was strange was I was in college. I wasn't exactly overweight, but there was a change. And everyone would come up to me and say, what are you doing? You look different. What's the change? What are you doing? And I would explain to them and I'd make these little meal plans for them. And they started seeing a difference too.
Wow.
And it was just, it's I think for me, it was just interest. And I was really excited about, like, oh, look at this thing I'm doing. But I'll have to tell you this, though, it wasn't the norm back then. There were a lot of my friends back then. I thought I was crazy. Like, oh my goodness, what are you doing?
Right.
You
We're
know,
eating
how
pizza.
is this,
Yeah.
how is it supposed to be fun? We're supposed to do all
Right.
these different things. And this is you saying, no, you can't have this. You can't have that.
Right. So let's talk about this program. I'm actually
Yes.
super excited about it. I
Yes.
think it's so timely
Yes.
because week 1, I felt like it was kind of vacation,
Correct.
and week 2, we're trying to settle into the new schedule. Week
Yes.
3, I kind of just tossed everything out the window and started just like eating whatever I wanted all the time. So this is perfect
Yeah.
timing to get back
Yeah.
on track.
Yeah.
So tell us about this
Yeah.
exciting program.
And okay, so it's an 8-week program, and really what it is focused on overeating, because when we overeat is when we gain weight. I don't really advocate a certain diet. I'm not really, my program's never really centered on a particular diet. I'm all about finding out the reason why you're eating.
Okay.
And not just eating, overeating, because I want you to eat. I don't want you to be deprived. I don't want you to starve. And I still want you to eat certain types of food. Like I still have my ice cream. It's just that when I have my ice cream, I don't know if you know the Haagen-Dazs that's like in a little tiny tub. They sell them. That's what I'll have. I'll have
That's small.
that small. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll have that and I'm good. And
Okay.
I've learned that I don't have to have any more than that. I'm like, why? So my program is based on learning your hunger signals, because most of us know when we're hungry. Most of us recognize when we're full, but do we really pay attention? And that's what I want people to start understanding, because once you learn the different tools that I'm going to show to you, you can use them anywhere. You can use them anytime. You can use them over Thanksgiving when you're on vacation. I joke with my friends, when I go on vacation, I don't gain weight. And people find that odd, but it's just because I keep on doing what I'm normally doing. And I remember the last time I went on vacation with a few friends and they were like, whoa, they were like, oh, we're not gaining weight. I'm like, no, because you're eating because you're hungry. You're not eating because you have to, or it's like, oh, I'm just eating because it's there.
Right.
It's like, no, let's go have fun and do something else. We don't have to eat. Let's go have, so you learn to occupy your time with other things other than food.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's 8 weeks.
8 weeks, yes.
And and how much is it and what do we get with it?
Okay, so it is, so I have priced it at $97. And I'll be honest with you, that's not the typical price for my program. But with everything that's going on, I really think this is a time for everyone to focus on their health. We all need this right now. So my goal is $97 if you can afford it.
Oh.
And if you can't, guess what? You can pay what you can afford.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So that really is a no excuse. It's because a lot of times we don't want to do it because it's not the right time. We're too busy with work, or we can't afford it. So this is like a no excuses
Exactly.
Program. So within this program, we're getting a lot of one-on-one, a lot of nutritional advice.
Yes. So, and just to, talk about why I made it that price, I want it to be an easy yes for you. I don't want you to feel like, oh, I really wish I could do this, because I think everyone should have a chance to improve their health. And I believe in starting wherever you are. No one is judging you. No one, listen, we're all at different points. I just want people to get healthier. So wherever you are, you can improve on your health. And so we're going to have group coaching. We're going to have a lot of fun challenges. And I make it simple, but it's not easy.
Okay. I like that. We do need a challenge. And,
yes.
When you talk about that, the thing is right now we have access to so much information online, and we can get information from other experts. I can Google and get information all day.
Yes.
And I know exactly what to do, how to do it, when to do it. But here's the thing, I won't do it. I am not motivated enough on my own to do it or to stick with it. So I like this because you kind of have this instant accountability.
Yes.
In being in the program.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And one of the things you have to do when you sign up, you have to sign a commitment letter to yourself. Because I want everyone to honor the commitment to themselves. I mean, a lot of us, if someone tells us, oh, we're going to go, they want you to go somewhere, you're like, okay, I'll go with you. And even if you're tired at that point, you'll still go, right? But if it's for yourself, you're like, I won't do it. So I want everyone that signs up for the program to sign a commitment letter where they're making a commitment to themselves. And when you start to see those obstacles come up, I want you to remember the commitment that you made to yourself and honor it.
I love that. I love that. I'm gonna have to print it out and put that onto my refrigerator with my notes, my bestie. So if you're out there and you have questions, please comment below. We're getting a lot of sweet messages. Lynn said that she's been a vegetarian. She went at 19.
Same age as me.
Yeah, you can completely relate to your story. So that's awesome.
Oh,
is tries to stay on the healthy path as well.
Yes, I know that.
You talking about you don't really have a diet per se.
No.
So are there any diets that you would say do not do it? So like say the keto or intermittent fasting or Atkins or anything like that. Are there any of those that you want us to stay away from?
No, I typically, because I always believe that I want people to do what they're comfortable with. And whatever plan you're on, let me tell you, I can make it work. Because I don't want to give you a bunch, because I've tried this in the past and I've done so many different things over the years. And I've realized that when you tell them to eat what they're not used to, you're almost putting an obstacle straight up. So I want people to let me know what they're eating, and then we can tweak it and figure out, okay, because I tell you this, you can lose weight if you just eat what you're supposed to eat. In other words, if you stop when you're full, listen, you'll be fine. I don't deprive myself of things. I eat certain things. Like I tell you, I eat the ice cream. I'll eat a few things here and there. But the thing is, when I'm full, I can have something I really, really love. Guess what? I'm going to stop and I'll just have it the next day.
And that is what's hard for me, is that I want to finish it. And I think that's part of like my brain from to finish your plate. But now we can take it home. Why am I not taking it home?
Why are you not taking it? And that's the other thing I try to tell parents too, to be very careful the way we're training our kids right now. Because if you instill in your kids they always have to finish their food, they start to ignore their own hunger signals. So they might even be full, but because they don't want to upset mommy, because mommy has already told them they need to finish the food on their plate, they're going to finish it. But we're training them that as they become adults, they end up ignoring their hunger signals and end up eating more than they need to. And our hunger signals are different for each person.
Yeah. So, okay, let's go through a typical healthy meal for the day.
Okay.
If you had to give one that like is a tried and true healthy meal.
Okay, so for me, I love eggs. And if you're vegan, you probably don't eat eggs. And I'll tell you this, I was actually planning to become vegan last year, but because of eggs, I'm like, no, it's not. I'm not giving up my eggs. So I love eggs. I'll have eggs. But I'll tell you this, though, I don't eat breakfast unless I'm hungry.
Okay. Even if you go work out, because I do boot camp in the morning, and sometimes I need to have something before I go work out.
Okay, so do you need something because you're hungry, or you just feel you need something? That's the true question.
Sometimes it's because I'm hungry, and sometimes I might kind of get lightheaded if I'm working out too hard. I don't need to be full. I just kind of feel like I need something from my stomach.
Okay, so you can do that. But typically for me, I like to tell my clients, really ask the question, are you really hungry? Okay. Like I'll be honest with you, because I used to run a lot. I don't run anymore. And I always used to think, I have to eat before I go work out, because I would do a lot of weight training. And I changed, I guess, when I hit like late 40s, things started to change a little bit for me. And I was like, I could tell I was gaining a little weight. So I said, okay, let me change things around. So now in the morning, I typically practice intermittent fasting, where if I'm not hungry, and I combine it with my program where if I'm not hungry, I don't eat. Okay. So I could easily have, on a typical day, I could eat breakfast. Some days I'll eat at 9. Sometimes I'll have breakfast at 11 or 12.
Okay. I think I lost you.
Okay. I don't know what happened, but we're back.
So for breakfast, you say eggs. What about the rest of the day?
So I could have eggs, and sometimes I could have a smoothie. It depends. I do like having smoothies for breakfast. I could have that. And sometimes I could have a salad. Sometimes I could have rice. I could have quinoa. I don't eat meat, so I tend to I use my beans as a vegetable for me.
Okay.
But I eat small portions. My kids laugh at me. They're like, I don't eat enough. I'm like, no, I'm full. I'm okay.
And do you have snacks, or is that mostly like vegetables and
I don't snack a lot. I personally don't snack a lot. And I try to teach my clients that if they're not hungry, I don't want them snacking,
Okay.
because I look at snacking as an additional way to eat when you're not hungry.
Yeah, that's true, because we're used to snacking. It's like, oh, that afternoon snack.
Yeah, it's like,
But,
do you need it? Yeah,
but if you are hungry and you are craving that something and you don't want to like deprive yourself before your next meal,
right.
what are some examples of
Okay,
healthy snacks?
so I would say vegetables. I would say fruit. And then even with fruit, be careful if you're diabetic, obviously not the high glycemic ones like mangoes and pineapples. You'd look for more citrus or berries. Yeah. Those are fine. And even if you do want to indulge a little bit and have the occasional chips or things like that, I just say I measure everything. Like if I'm going to eat something, you're not going to find me with a bag of chips. You're not going to find me with a bag of anything. I'm going to measure it. And I try to teach my kids the same thing. I'm like, because if you have the whole bag, you're
You're
more
gonna
than
eat
likely
it.
going to finish it because
Yeah.
it's there.
Yeah.
So I believe in taking the amount that you need and that's it. And then, move on.
Something interesting I heard you say on one of your shows was that we have to kind of learn to feel hungry, because you're right. When I am eating healthy, I can go longer because I don't feel like I need to always fill up. But now that I haven't been doing that, when I'm just a little hungry, I try to reach for something. So you're right. It's like reprogramming or programming yourself to feel hungry sometimes.
I'm telling you, I've had clients that did not know when they were hungry. Like it's like you eat so much. It's almost like it's like a fuel tank. You keep on topping up, topping up. It never gets to the end. So you never get to the end of your fuel tank. Some people never ever feel hungry. And I try to teach my clients to understand what hunger means, because they keep on topping up, topping up, topping up, they never ever feel hungry. And I want people to understand, because when you understand true hunger, then you can regulate when you're hungry, when you're satisfied, when you need to eat, and when you're really not hungry and you don't need to eat.
Yeah, I think that's great advice. So I was telling you that I do a boot camp in the park
Yeah.
program, probably like 4 days a week. So I think
Nice.
that, try to stay active and stuff.
Good.
But I do find that the food plays a big part.
Oh, it sure does.
I can work out all day, but if I'm not eating right, so how much exercise should we be doing to be making a difference?
Okay, so this is the thing I tell people about exercise. Exercise is a gift. I don't look at exercise as a chore or as an activity that you do because you want to lose weight. I don't believe in that. Because when you do that, sometimes you even look at exercise, you almost feel like, okay, you get kind of angry sometimes because you're like, I'm exercising, why are you not doing this? It's like you're expecting. No, exercise is a gift to your body. We get to actually exercise. I always say, like, because I walk, I don't run anymore. And I'm always so grateful to be able to do that, because I don't know, maybe, in a few years, I won't be able to do that. So I think exercise is more of a gift and not really something you do because you want to get something out of it. Now, it's good for your cardiovascular. When you start lifting weights, you can get toned. But I think nutrition is really the key when it comes to making sure that you're really healthy and you are at your ideal body weight.
Yeah, I love that. I love that you're saying that it's a gift. Okay, so we have a question from
Yes.
Val. How
Yes.
do we learn if we are truly hungry?
So for different people have different signs when they're hungry. Like for me, I'll give you myself as an example. If I'm hungry, I start to get a headache. I can almost feel a little lightheaded or almost faint. The other one that's kind of embarrassing is my stomach might start making some noises.
Right.
It's like when you're physically hungry, you have no control over it. It just comes. When you're emotionally hungry, it's more like, oh, I want something to eat. I feel like I want to do this. Listen, when you're hungry, I'll give you a test. Like if you're on a phone call, like if you get a phone call and you're really hungry, I don't care if that's your best friend, you're going to be like, hold up, I need to eat. If you're emotionally hungry, like you have a taste for something, listen, you'll forget about whatever it is and keep chatting away with your friend. And when you're done with the phone call, you might go eat it, but it doesn't interrupt you. Like when you're physically hungry, it's a physical feeling in your body. You can't ignore it.
That is a great tip, because you're right. Sometimes I'm with my phone walking to the. I need to shut that down. Right. I need to shut it down. Okay. Val said that makes sense. It totally makes sense.
But we don't get to that point, though. Most of us don't get to the point where we're real. Because, I mean, especially in this country, there's an abundance of food at every corner. Most of us don't even get to the point of feeling hungry.
Right. I know. When my kids were like, I'm starving. Do we know what starving is? You have so many snacks. Okay,
Yes, I
so
like that. Physical hunger interrupts you for real. It's like an interruption. It's like stops you in your tracks. You're like, hold up, I need to go eat.
yeah. So, okay, I want to talk. I'm loving all this because I'm learning little nuggets that I can remember as I reach for something that I shouldn't. So, what are some good tips? I'm going to tell you one of the tips that I do sometimes when
Uh-huh.
I am trying to get healthy again
Yeah.
or lose weight. So sometimes I'll like pull out an outfit or a dress or something that I want to be able to fit into, and I
Yes.
give myself a deadline and I hang it in my closet. So I have to look at it every single day.
Yes.
So that usually helps until I move the said object and hang it back up somewhere else. But so do you have any tips, like something that's maybe not part of like the fitness program, but something
Yes.
that you do that works for you?
See, for me, I always think about my future self. It's like, how do I want my future self to be? Because I believe that what I'm doing today is going to affect my future self.
Hmm.
And I'm always like, what am I going to do today that's good? Am I improving my future self or doing something that's not going to improve my future self? Those are constantly the questions going in my head when I are doing things, because I really want to be able to do a lot more as I get older. But I know the decisions I make today are going to determine that.
Wow. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's powerful. And it makes more sense now at this stage in our lives as well. When
Yes.
you're in your 20s, I'm not thinking about my future self. Like
No.
30 sounds old.
No.
Now our future self could be, 5 years from now.
Yeah.
And we want to be the healthiest that we can be. So, yeah. So when I was thinking about this whole quarantine and just thinking like we've been given this opportunity, whether it's a month, 2 months, that we have time. Like for the
Yeah.
first time, we have time.
Yes.
What we do with it is going to make a huge difference.
It is. And I know for a lot of people, when I tell them, oh, let's do a plan, they're like, oh, I don't have time.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what, though? For a lot of us, with the exception of like medical personnel, the people working in the grocery store or logistics, they don't have that time because they're still working. But for a lot of us, we do have that time. So really, was time really an excuse before? Probably not.
Right.
You know what I mean? So now we can really focus on it. And now the question is, why wouldn't you want to do it?
Right.
Yeah.
We just like, oh, what would you want? What do I want to do my future self? So powerful.
Yes, Wando. Yeah, she's one of my clients. Yes.
Yay. So you can speak
Yes.
to that.
Yes.
So all of you who are watching, if you'll just take a moment and like share some of your tips for us, I'd love to hear it because I feel like I always need some kind of motivation.
Yes.
So Joyce is saying, now I'm worried about my pelvic wall falling, working out to strengthen it. And Kristen is saying it's not a matter of time, it's a matter of priorities.
That's the thing. It's true because let's think about it. We all have 24 hours. We all do. So how do you use your 24 hours? It's all up to you. We all have that time. And, I do it sometimes. Sometimes, you look at the end of the day, I'm like, what did I do?
Oh, I know. It's been, at first it felt like we had so much time when they announced the schools.
I know, right?
But 3 weeks have passed. And I mean, another month is going to be gone before we know it. So,
Yeah.
all right. So all of
Yes.
you who are watching,
Yes.
Kwavi is starting on April the 13th. She's giving us some time because we're going to get in Fulton County, we have spring break this next week. So we get through spring break, we're going to get through Easter and get started with us. We're going to start April the 13th.
Yeah.
And, she's going to put all the information up here or down there
Yeah.
so you can sign up today. And remember, it's $97, which is not a lot already. She's actually giving us a great quarantine discount, I would like to call that. This is awesome for what she's providing. So it's $97 for 8 weeks. Yeah. However, we do know many people are struggling right now. So if you're only able to afford, $20 or $50 or $60,
whatever it is,
whatever you need. But this will be a great way to have accountability and to have real help. Like I said, I can Google all day long and I can talk to my friends and share text messages about, what we need to do. But will I do it? Probably not unless I have help.
And I think a lot of us know what to do. We
Yeah.
do. We're smart. We do. But the thing is, are we going to do it when we don't have to? And when you're in a group and there are other people, keeping you accountable, you're like, oh, okay, look at what she did. And it's almost like we're all inspiring each other and motivating each other and encouraging one another to do this together. And it's fun and it's for a great cause. This is for you. And I tell people, no one can take this from you. You work out, you eat right, you get healthier. No one can take that from you.
Okay. So what we learned today is
Yes.
food is not your bestie.
No, no,
Get
no.
yourself another bestie. Learn to feel hungry sometimes. It's okay. And make yourself a priority. Like
Mhm.
this is an important cause. You're the important cause. So
Right.
and Kwavi, I think when this is over,
Yes.
that outfit that I'm going to be hanging up in my closet, we're all going to wear that whatever outfit that we want to be wearing at the end of
Uh-huh.
the quarantine. We're going to have a big party. Okay.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have lots of fun challenges.
Yep.
It's gonna be fun, and then at the end of the 8 weeks, yeah, we're gonna have a celebration.
Have a celebration.
Yes, for sure.
Thank you everyone for watching. It's a beautiful day.
Thank
Let's go
you.
for a walk or something,
It
right?
is.
Yeah.
It is. I'm so excited. It is. I already did my walk, but I think I might go for another one.
I'm going to go for one. I'm going to get
Yeah.
all this and go. Thank
Yeah.
you everyone for watching. Have a great day.
Thank you guys. Bye.
Bye.